Hey, I'm ElusiveKev, welcome back to MotoGP 17 and the rider careers. We're headed to France. Can Patrick McDonald win again? As here it goes. The newest winner in Moto2. Hoping to repeat that success in France around this Bugatti Le Mans circuit. The shorter circuit of the famous 2 in Le Mans. As he got 2 laps here to attack and hopefully qualify well. Maybe not as well as last time out in a race. Of course, as you can see, clear conditions, dry track, few clouds in the air, but really is wonderful conditions. You're riding a motorbike. So Patrick McDonald breaks himself into the first chicane, so easy to do that. Saw him struggle with that in Moto3 as well. But like in Moto3, he's got a very good start to the season, right up there already in the championship. So let's see who can continue this fantastic first third of the season. So he goes very wide there. As there goes Paoli with the fast lap, 42.2 to aim for, but that's right at the back of the grid. We're aiming to be under the 40s, I think, with McDonald. And so he's just faster than Malaysian so far in this lap. But be careful getting the power down. As you can see, that rear wheel spinning up a lot on these soft tyres. It says Nakashima with 42.1. Still a couple of seconds off the pace. That's more like it from Binder, 41.3. And now there we go. From Zabi, you're 39 for that. That's McDonald 1.1 seconds off the pace. And there goes Nakagami with 38.6. Already seen some very good lap times in this session. So McDonald keeps hitting first through the double right at the end of the lap. And he does a 40.2 as his banker lap. Let's see if he can go much faster than that though. As he's 1.6 seconds off the pace as Danny Kent falls in front. You can see that. So did someone else as Luti does a 38.3. There we go for McDonald, much better into the chicane. A bit wide on the exit though, as it was Iku who joined Kent down. He's all right in front, and Lonnie Hernandez down as well. Lots of fallers on this lap as McDonald is half a second off Luti after the first sector. And Morbidelli with 38.1. Championship leader right up there pace-wise. The former championship leader, should I say. Got overtaken by his teammate Marquez last time out. McDonald around a second off. It's a decent lap time if he's a second off. Be around a 39 for that. So around a second faster this lap. Great improvement over 2 laps. He's going to this final set. It's a very tricky circuit to get right with all these braking zones. Flowing corners that go into each other. One after the other. It's a second now of Morbidelli. Let's see what he can gain this final sector, which is all about hooking up these apexes through these slow corners. Now into the double right at the end of that. Almost losing the rear. But short shifts up. Does a 39.3. So good final couple of sectors, good second after that. As McDonald qualifies on the 4th row alongside Danny Kent and Xavi, just outside the top 10 by 0.3 of a second. Very good qualifying for McDonald, and just behind his teammate Shirota as well by 0.4, who is on the back of the 3rd row alongside Baldassari and Nakagami. Then on the 2nd row you've got Bagnaia, Passini and Oliveira. But at the top is Thomas Lutier, the Mark VDS trends of Morbidelli and Marquez by 4 thousandths and 9 thousandths of a second. Is incredible how close he is at the top in qualifying. As behind McDonald you've got Marini, Cortaro, Agata, Pons, Serin, Vinales, then Xavier Simon, Navarro and Sandro Cortese on the 7th row, just ahead of Raffin, Luti's teammate in Corsi. Gone the Binder. Poor qualifying for the South African, down in 25th on the KTM, just ahead of Hernandez and Edgar Pons. Nakashima Paoli, Bassini. Then on the back row, Locatelli, Manzi and Ika. So what can Patrick McDonald do in the race? Can he fly through the field once again. Just like he did in America, we will see around a bit of a tougher circuit to overtake at, as there is Green still in 12th place. Not very happy being outside of the top 10, but his qualifying is improving and is in the dries much better than he showed in the first 3 races, as there's Cortese in 21st, still very happy at being in that position in qualifying. In on the back row, there's Ika at the back. Now here we are, revving up the engine, waiting for the lights to appear and go out for this 7th race. Medium front and rear for McDonald as he goes past its teammate into 8th place. Once again, a scorching start from the Kenyan. Looking down the inside of the Sky Italia bike, and that forces him to go wide. And now he dives down the inside, trying to get past Xavi into the top 10. He's got Piscini past the Vieira for third. We've got Quartararo past Kent behind for 12th. There's all McDonald on the grass, 6s and 7s after a very good start once again. But down the inside is Xavi, down the inside of his teammate Shirota. Definitely putting down the marker that he's the number 1 in this team. And almost into the back of Nakagami, it looks like. It's got Bagnai in front, and Locatelli down at the back. McDonald back into the top 10 in 9th as Xavi gets past Shirota behind. Breaking very deep into the first right. Not very good at getting the power on. No, not very smooth transition between the 2 corners as Bagnaya passed his fellow countryman in front for 6th. As you can see the button right at the front as well. We've got Nakagami in 8th, dropping off the top 7. Not having a very good chicane either as Quartararo past Shirota, who's dropping back like a stone again on the opening lap. As here goes McDonald up into 8th, does he? Nakagami back round the outside. The Japanese rider can't defend. The inside into the left. Now the final 2 corners of the lap. McDonald round the outside of Baldassari. Very impressive. And does get on the power and holds onto that position, heading towards the line onto the 2nd lap. As Morbidel's a 42.6, the fast lap just ahead of McDonald, who would have been quicker if he didn't mess up these couple of corners on the opening lap. As in just like Baldassari trying to dive down the inside of the Suter. McDonald holds on just about. Runs wide though, out of the chicane. Once again, the tyres absolutely nowhere. Just like Circuit of the Americas, these mediums really are tough to ride in the first couple of laps of a race. We're in the Circuit of the Americas. It took until the penultimate lap for the tyres to come in. We're hoping he won't have to wait that long. He dives back down the inside of the Italian and gets 7th place. Now he'll be chasing after the top 6 as they're starting to string out a bit on the 2nd lap. And on Baldassari into the back of McDonald. Very clumsy from the Italian. Else he could have got past the Suter. And instead he has to stop back into 8th. As he goes down this back straight, and there's a bit of a gap to the top 6, as you can see, almost a second. Making that up. These last couple of sectors raised very good. And the slow stuff. There's Remy Gardner down from 16th. Tech 3 rider. Scored his first point last time out in a res. But he's down already. He's got Xavi past Baldassari behind for 9th. Baldassari dropping back because he's crashed. As he goes McDonald out of the final corner. On to the third lap of the race as Morbidelli, 2nd fast to him though on that lap. Got a half-second gap to Nakagami behind. Just over half-second gap to Bagnai in front. He's been very attentive braking for the first chicane. But seems to run wide there. Didn't see too much speed into the second part of that chicane. Needs to calm that down. So the race goes on. Well, he's put a couple of tenths on Nakagami behind. As he's short shifting like out, you can see the rear tyre already getting a bit worn. Front tyre, pretty good. So Nakagami's crashed behind. The Japanese rider is down from 8th. And there goes Quartararo claiming that position, the Frenchman. There's McDonald braking very late into the double right. As he's got Piscini past the Vieira for 3rd in front, as you can see. McDonald a bit closer to Bagnaia in this lap, heading into the final couple of sectors. Still not close enough. I would like to make a move. As it looks like the Mark VDS trends are pulling away at the front. As we've got Luti down to 5th after qualifying on pole. As we approach the halfway mark of this race, it is starting to heat up now. As here goes McDonald down the inside of Bagnaia. Livia past Bassini back into that podium position. So McDonald made a position up into 6th and dips into the 39s as well. That's more like the front running pace we need. As Luti half a second in front. So trying to be a bit brave heading into the chicane, but Bagnaia dives down the inside, about breaks himself. And McDonald tightens it up on the next right-hander there on the exit of the chicane. That's better. Still too slow, but it's better at least. He's not running out wide. They're under a good run and hold on to that sit position off the Italian. As you can see, best sectors for McDonald are kind of the second and last sector. As he looks down the inside of Luti for a top 5. The first and first sector's not as good. He's going to be breaking downhill into the first right. Trying to get smooth on the power as we're halfway through this race. You can see that rear tyre around a 5th of the way worn. Around double the amount of the front. As he goes into the left, into the right. Bit out of the groove through the second bar of that chicane, or else he could maybe dive down the inside of Luti into the right-hander. He's going to try it anyway. Not quite close enough to the Swiss veteran. Or into the left-hander. Gets a superb exit. He's able to make that move into the right-hander. But goes slightly wide in the next right, and Luti pushes him wide. McDonald's used to that from Koto, of course, and holds it around the outside into the top 5. He's got a second gap in front to Bassini for 4th as he's trying to chase down a podium here in the second half of this race. And so Luti pushes him wide. He's going to have to cut the course, take the half-second time penalty because Luti just pushed him under braking. Very unsporting from the veteran of this category. So he gets away there, McDonald. Looks like he's in a solid 5th now. Can he chase down Bassini? He seems to be dropping back from the top 3. And it looks like Olivia's trying to make a move for 2nd now. Now dispatching with the Italian. That's more of an arc through the double right. That's much better from McDonald. As it definitely is a battle emerging for 2nd. Mark VDS still in the lead. Well, here comes the chasing pack led by the KTM. And that's much better in the chicane, much tighter line. He's already got a gap of over half a second on Bagnaia behind. Luti dropping back on this lap. So that's nicely hurt by McDonald. Trying to dive down the inside. Bassini not quite close enough. Nicks into the final corner. Still not close enough. He's just a 39.2. As he gone to the penultimate lap of the race. Not a great result for McDonald if he can achieve this. In France. Not racing in pace, but running with the front runners in dry conditions as well. Once again, like Argentina, like Kota. Definitely showing he's a bit more than a regular master. Once again. He's got an incident that's gone off. There's Luti ahead of Bagnaia. Bagnaia dropping back. We've got Xavi up to 7th down. McDonald looking down the inside. Bassini. As Olivia gets past Marquez. Morbidelli leads. And here's Bagnaia went down. That's why he's dropping like a stone. And there goes McDonald controlling the fall beautifully there. Nice clean exit. Can he get the slipstream of the veteran in front? And then into the chicane. He's going to try and dive it from far back, and he makes it stick up into fourth. But he's got a second half in front to the pair of Marquez and Oliveira. Can he make that up on this final lap? You can see tyres halfway worn for the rear, round quarter for the front. So he's definitely got some tyre left. Let's see what he can do. This was a bit of a scruffy line though in the final couple of corners. As Oliveira does the fast at 39.2, but McDonald with a 39 flat. And he's just a second behind. Goes into the left. Bassini trying to have a look. Well, not close enough. McDonald really pushing, as you can see, in this final lap. You can see our podium right in front. Gains a 10th in the first sector, not normally his best sector. So be gaining time there is very good. As they are catching Morbidelli as well. It doesn't have to be pulling away, I tell you. Maybe just managing his pace on this final lap. As here goes McDonald into the double right. Gained another quarter of a second. Just needs to do that in the next couple of sectors, doesn't he? Then he'll be very close, and maybe he could make a dive into the final couple of corners. Let's see. As Marquez trying to dive down the inside of Oliveira. And a good chicane for McDonald. Hasn't really gained time though in that third sector. His final sector is definitely his best, as he's really pushing hard. Look at that, almost outbrakes himself. Won't be smooth on the power. Tries to dive it down the inside of Marquez. Oh, not quite close enough though, McDonald. As he really did push and did a 38 on the final lap. But another fantastic race for McDonald. Kept it clean despite getting pushed back again on that opening lap from a mistake he made. And maybe, just like Argentina, it cost him in the end, as he's 2.2 seconds off the race victory achieved by Franco Morbidelli. He was over a second ahead over Oliveira and Marquez. But over that time penalty, he did drop back. But as you can see, he did the fastest lap on that final lap. Half a second faster than anyone else. He really did get better as the race went on. Really managed his tyres well. With Bassini ran out top 5 ahead of Luti. Zavi in 7th, Quartararo 8th, Marini 9th, Bagnaia in 10th despite his fall. Charotto with his first points for the season in 11th for the German. And the next best Suter. So good team result for dying the vault. Then we got Cursi in 12th on the speed up. Very good result from the Italian ahead of Kent, Agata and Sir Ringrau on the final point. Just ahead of the Belgian veteran by 4/10 of a second. And Binder in 17th. Cortese in 18th. Pons in 19th. And Hernandez ran out top 20 with Jorge Navarro at the back. So in the championship, Morbidelli takes back the lead by 6 points from his teammate Marquez. With Oliveira 10 points back, but not all 42 points back in 4th, just 6 points ahead of Luti, who's just 3 points ahead of Passini. Then we've got Baldassare, Bagnaia, Nakagami and Zavi ran out of the top 10, with Marini up to 12th ahead of Agata, and Charotto, whose first points for the season, up to 16th ahead of Serin, Pons, Raffin and Gardner. Now the top 20 have scored points so far this season, with Xavier Simon up to 23rd ahead of Cortese. You've got Manzi, Pons and Bassani up to 27th, 28th and 29th ahead of Bassani, down to 29th ahead of Nakashima in 30th. As in the constructors stand, Entercanex lead by 22 points ahead of KTM, 25 ahead of Suter, 39 ahead of Tech 3, with Speed Up in 5th with 9 points. So a very good reputation weekend once again. And McDonald will be looking to continue his consistent point scoring streak next time out with a visit to the fast Maggio circuit in Italy. Can the Suter have the same pace it had round Jerez? There. Find out next time. South Watch, and I'll see you then.